information about Lincoln. I said, okay, you right here with the blue shirt, go ahead. He says, well, my grandpa used to drive one and he liked it. And that song, Oh Susanna, again, this happened in a school program. I said, I'm going to do a song called Oh Susanna for you. Little girl in the front row. She was probably first grade. She said, that's my favorite song. I said, really? What, can you sing it? Do you know the words? She said, yes, I do. I said, okay, you come on up here, I'll play the banjo, you sing. So she came up beside me and started going. She goes, come from Alabama with a Band-Aid on my knee. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, every time I do that song, I have to be very careful that Band-Aid doesn't come out. The school programs are a lot of fun. I always tell the kids about Lincoln's beard. This is see that photo? This was taken, of course, before he was president. He'd been a clean-shaven man all his life, up until about October of 1860. 1 month before the presidential election, he got a letter with some advice from a 11-year-old girl. I just happen to have a copy of it here. Her name was Grace Bedell. She was from New York State. She writes, my father has just come home from the fair, brought home your picture, Mr. Hamlin's. I am a little girl only 11 years old, but want you should be president of the United States very much. So I hope you won't think me very bold to write to such a great man as you are. She says, I've got 4 brothers. Part of them will vote for you anyway. If you let your whiskers grow, I'll try to get the rest of them to vote for you too. You would look a great deal better, for your face is so thin. All the ladies like whiskers. They would tease their husbands to vote for you, and then you would be president. Now today, Grace, well, she would be what we call a political consultant. She concludes her letter. She says, when you direct your letter, direct it to Grace Bedell, Westfield, New York. I must not write any more. Answer this letter right off. Goodbye. Goodbye, Grace Bedell. Abraham Lincoln did write back to that little girl. A very short little note, about 3 or 4 sentences, thanking her for her advice. And she had asked him if he had any little girls about as big as her, and he said, no, I have 4 boys. And anyway, the rest of the story is, of course, Lincoln won the election in November. February, he gets on the train in Springfield, Illinois, to make the journey to Washington. And he has some new facial hair as he gets aboard the train. And the train stopped. He remembered that little girl, and he remembered the letter. It said, is Grace Bedell here today? Little hand went in the air and waved. Grace was there with her 2 older sisters, and Lincoln invited her up on the platform, and he gave her a kiss on the cheek, and he told the crowd about her letter and his new facial hair. That's a true story. Grace Bedell and Lincoln's beard. I'm going to do a song for you. This next one is written by, well, I won't say he was a soldier. His name was William Kittredge, and he was from New Hampshire. In 1863, he received a notice that he was being drafted into the United States Army. And the night before he was to report for duty, he sat at the window overlooking the countryside where he lived, and he played the violin fiddle. And he began to play. And pretty soon a tune came to him, an original tune, something of his own. And then words. And before long, he had written a song. It was called Tenting Tonight on the Old Campground. William Kittredge's song would be sung in both Confederate and Union camps throughout the war by homesick soldiers. Now, the irony of it is William never became a soldier. He reported for duty. He was examined by the doctors, and they found out that he had had rheumatic fever as a boy. And he had a very weak heart. And so they said, you're not fit for military duty. And they sent him home. But he joined up with some other musicians, apparently, and in his little part of the country, when soldiers came back home, wounded, sick, were in the hospitals, he went and played music for them to try to cheer them up. William Kittredge. We're tenting tonight on the old campground. Give us a song to cheer our weary hearts, the song of home, and friends we love so dear. Many are the hearts that are weary tonight, wishing for the war to cease. Many are the hearts looking for the light to see the dawn of peace. Tenting tonight, tenting on the old campground. We've been tenting tonight on the old campground, thinking of days gone by, of the loved ones at home that gave us the hand and a tear that said, we are the hearts that are weary tonight, wishing for the war to cease. Many are the hearts looking for the light to see